NMI made a big impact last year with their debut watch, but their second release is even more impressive. I must admit, I prefer this new model over their diver. It keeps the best part of the diver while refining the dial and hands to a more elegant look, which is something their first watch didn't quite capture. Could this be the tool watch you've been looking for? Well, we're gonna find out right now. Introducing the all-new Nordic marine instruments Suan. And the colorway we have here today is called Milned. I know it doesn't look like it's spelled like that, but the owner gave me a voice note and I think I said it correctly. Forgive me if I'm way off. The old adage, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The case remains impressive. It presents like a watch 3 times its price. We got laser sharp beveling on the top and bottom of the mid case, while the top, sides, and faceted tips are brushed. The profile presents really flat, but there's still a slight taper downwards. And they did something really cool here. They beveled out the inner portion of the bezel, which highlights the watch face and grabs your attention. The flat sapphire sits flush with the bezel, and you'll always have a clear view of the time thanks to its super anti-reflective coating on the underside. Now the dimensions. I got 40.3 millimeters in diameter, bezel 39 millimeters, and a secret measurement of 32 millimeters. We got a thickness of only 10.5 and no drilled lugs for that clean look, and a lug to lug of 48 even. Man, it wears great with 0 case back float, but you guys be the judge on the faraway shots and let me know how it wears. And speaking of the case back, it's clean, flat, and brushed with high polish on the edges. Now let's check out the Lume. We got Swiss Super Luminova BGW9 for that long-lasting blue glow. It doesn't have that intense glow like the X1 variant, but this is a field watch, and for that, I'd say it's better than the Hamilton, so it's good. So what about the bracelet? It's the same as the dive watch. We got a completely brushed oyster style with quick release spring bars. And I love how they kept the female end links. Everything is solid and fixed via screws. The clasp is fully milled and has a 4-position on the fly toolless quick adjustment. You have to push the button to increase the size, but you can just push it in to decrease the size. And take note, the screws they use are tiny. But don't worry, they do include a screwdriver with the watch. Alright, let's talk about my favorite upgrade, the dial and hands. The dial is matte black, almost looks like there's a texture to it, and as you can see from the macros, it's a sandwich dial. There's a double cutout at 12 and a date window at 6. And I really like what they did with the chapter ring. It's raised and it's beveled, it gives the watch some dimension. Overall, you're getting an extremely clean and cohesive aesthetic here. It looks really good. And even the way they added that splash of orange on the second hand, the Cardinal Lume pips, and on the Suan logo. Everything is so tastefully done. And it just keeps going. Another example of this is the second hand. Normally, I find counterbalanced designs distracting, maybe even a little tacky, like the oversized Christopher Ward Trident. However, on this watch, there's a subtle anchor design element. It works so well. So bravo NMI. And speaking of the anchor, guys, let me know, what do you think of the NMI logo? The dial has an applied logo with contrasting finishes, and I gotta say, I love the design. Okay, let's shift focus and talk about a feature I think a lot of people will appreciate. Just like their first watch, the Diver, this one also has an embossed screw-down crown. But unlike the Diver, this one only has 100 meters of water resistance, which is plenty for a field watch. Alright, what's powering this watch? It's none other than the Miyota 9015. You know, a couple years ago, most micro brands were using the NH35, and now most are using this one. It's a smooth 4Hz 28.8 VPH 42 hours of power reserve, and it's got 24 joules. And forgive me, the lift angle is incorrect in the recording. I have it at 50 and it should be 51. But don't worry, that doesn't affect the rate. It just affects the amplitude rating. So pretend the amplitude is about 10 higher. So we got plus 11 dial up, and let's see what we're going to get 12 down. Keep in mind, this is a prototype, and I've tested a ton of Myotas. They always come from the factory plus 8 to plus 12. That's how I guess Myota sells them. So this one has not been touched, and I'm not sure if they're going to regulate the production model, but I hope they do, because doing it yourself is a little bit more tricky than on the NH35. Positioning is harder, and the lever is a little sticky. Maybe I should do a video on it. Now the big question, what's the price? There's no doubt you're going to love the watch, and thankfully this time there's no Kickstarter. You can buy it directly from NMI on their website, and there is a nice bonus. If you get in early, you will save 100 USD and you can have this watch for $449. That's a great price for this watch, and even at the retail $550, it's hard not to recommend. I will link to their website down in the description. But guys, do me a favor before you jump, please click that like button. And if you want to watch more videos like this one, then go ahead and click into one of the 2 I have for you on the right of your screen, and I will see you there.